Hello and welcome back to my channel. We have just wrapped up the second stage of this year's Financial Modeling World Cup. This stage was based on the theme of retail. All three cases were written by Andrew Grigolyunovich, and in this video we're going to take a look at the first case called Mark It Up. Now this case is about a friend who's going to start their own retail business, and we are going to help them price their goods correctly. Now, unlike other videos that you've seen on this channel, most of the videos that you typically see, we have some starting materials, maybe some assumptions that we can work with, and then we just go from there. But this case, although it's not uncommon, this case we have none of that. We are just given a blank Excel sheet. We're not even given a blank Excel sheet. We are going to start from our own blank Excel sheet and try to work through the questions. Now, in this case, there are 4 questions, and all the relevant information about the case is listed on those questions. So we are going to use that to answer this case. So follow along with me. Again, my target for the first case is typically 10 minutes, and let's see if I can hit that target. Follow along with me, and I will show you how to solve case 1. Here we go. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these questions, I'm going to copy them and put them on this sheet so I don't have to go back and forth whenever I forget what the question's actually asking. Oof. And then doing that, I'm going to take these grid lines out so that I can really see it clearly. All right, let's take a look at question 1. Michael placed an order for 15 Army bucket hats. He paid $375 for the whole order. Now he wants to set the retail price for the hats at $39. What is the markup that Michael is putting on the hats? All right, so let's go ahead. We'll put question 1 here, and then let's just go ahead and list all the information out. So order quantity was 15 hats. Total price was $375. So then that must mean unit price, let me just zoom this out so we can see, must be 375 divided by the 15. So there must be $25 each. Now the sales price is going to be $39. So we need to figure out what was the markup that gets us from 25 to 39. And we can do that by taking the new divided by the old minus 1. That gets up our markup percent. We're going to have a 56% markup when we put that in, and that will answer question 1. Question 2. Michael is placing an order for dim hoodies. Michael plans to put a 50% markup on the purchase price of $50 per hoodie. He already has the first buyer, his friend Andrew. However, Andrew wants a substantial discount as a friend. Michael considers giving Andrew a 40% discount and keeping the remaining 10% to himself. You spot that something is wrong with Michael's calculations. What is the actual profit for Michael if he executes such a deal? Alright, so let's go ahead and once again put down all the information. So, purchase cost is going to be $50 per hoodie. Markup, he said, was going to be 50%. So sales price is going to be $50 times 1 plus that markup, which is not that because you need to put in the parentheses in here properly, $75. Now, if he gives a friend discount of 40%, then what's the price going to be? Well, new price is going to be $75 times 1 minus that 40%, which is actually going to give us $45. So the actual profit he's going to make is actually going to be negative. He's going to lose $5 on the sale, and that's the problem with this transaction. Question 3. Michael is considering to place a large order for dim hoodies. The supplier's conditions are as follows. Minimum order size is 5 hoodies, and the price for each hoodie is then $50 per unit. However, every time Michael doubles the order size, the purchase price decreases by 15%. i.e. ordering 10 units would decrease the purchase price by 50% to $42.50 per unit. Ordering 20 units would further decrease the purchase price by another $15 to $36.12 per unit. If Michael orders a total of 123 dim hoodies, what is the total price for the order? Do not round your calculations at any time. Alright, so we're going to deal with a table of order quantity and unit price. And I think what the question said was 5 hoodies would then cost $50 per hoodie. And if we double the order size, we're going to take that times 2, the price decreases by 15%. So it's going to be that times 1 minus 15%. So $42.50 for 10 hoodies. I'm going to copy this down. I'm going to go down to, okay, 640. That's going to be enough. So if he orders, what was it, 123 hoodies? Yes. So he's going to follow this price line. So what we're going to do is we're going to put order quantity, and that's going to be 123. That's going to be unit price is going to be an XLOOKUP. We're going to XLOOKUP this value from this list and return the corresponding unit price or the next smaller item. So right, 123 hoodies should cost $26.10 each. That is correct. And then what is the total cost for the order? Total price is going to be that times that, so we get $3,210. There we go. All right, off to the fourth and final question. Michael noticed that giving discounts to the Dim 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 hoodies might increase sales. After doing some market research, he learns that pricing the hoodie at $99 per unit would allow selling a total of 20 units. However, if the price is decreased by 1, the number of units sold will increase by 2. That is, Michael can sell 22 hoodies when the price is set at $98 per unit, 24 hoodies for $97, etc. Which price would maximize Michael's profit? The supplier's conditions are the same as in question 3. Consider only integer price options. Do not round your calculations at any time. All right, so we are going to set the sales price. We're going to take a look at all the sales prices from $99 all the way down to $1. So we're going to do a sequence of 100 rows starting at 99 and going -1 for each time. Oh, that's actually going down to 0. I'm going to guess he's not going to sell for a price of 0. So we'll do 99 rows, and that'll take it down to 1. All right, so that's the sales price. And then that's going to change the sales quantity. So $99, he said it would sell 20 units, and for every decrease, it's going to increase by 2. So I'm going to take that plus 2 and then just fill this formula all the way down. That's going to give us a sale revenue of the price times the quantity at each level, but we need to consider the cost. And the cost is going to be the cost from up here. So let's go ahead and do unit cost. So we're going to XLOOKUP once again, the same formula that we did before. XLOOKUP that sales quantity from this list, return the price or the next smaller item. So that's the unit cost. Total cost is going to be the unit cost times the units purchased. So then we could get a profit of the revenue minus the cost, just like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead, because the question is, what price would maximize his profit? So I'm going to sort the list of prices by the list of profits going in negative order. So that will put the highest profit up first. So we get that $68 is going to bring us the highest profit. If I just take a quick look at the $68 mark, that will give us a profit of $3,435.77. We see it going up, and going down is going to reduce that profit. So $68 is going to be our answer here, and that is how you solve the first case in this stage. Pretty straightforward case, a pretty simple one. I believe in the introductory material, what the case author mentioned was that some people might mistake markup for margin, right? Markup is basically the amount that you add to the cost, or the percent you add to the cost to get your price. Whereas the margin is what percent of your price goes to your cost or to your profit. So if we already did markup to get this answer, but if we looked at margin, we know that out of the $39, $14 is going to go to profit, right? Because the other 25 went to cost. So the margin here will be the profit divided by the sales price. So we would have had a 35.897% margin. Now, fortunately, that's not one of the answers up here. The closest one was 37.897. So we can feel more comfortable. If you're not familiar with finance, consider this. Let's consider something we bought at a cost of $4 and we sold at a price of $5. The markup is going to be what percent we increased on the cost. So 4 to 5 is an increase of 25%. If I took this divided by that minus 1, we're going to get 25%. But then the margin is how much of that price is going to profit. So that's going to be the profit amount, which is 5 minus 4 divided by that price, and that's actually going to be 20%. And so that's really the key difference between those two figures. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned to my channel because I do plan on uploading the other two cases. It just might take me a little bit of time before I solve them. So if you enjoy this content, please be sure to give me a like. Please be sure to subscribe to this channel. I'm going to try to do a lot of esports cases this year so that, you and I can learn something from it. Take care, and I'll see you for the next one.
It's the Excel.